as you're talking, they just sort of said, if we could be more childlike, be more like child, because they're in the present moment. They don't over worry about too much in the future, and they don't worry about what's happened to them. You know, it's normally teenagers. Yes, it's different hormones kick in then, but when you're younger, it's more like living in the moment. And yeah, I'm totally with you about the meditation. You know, my dad, you know, he studies Buddhism for many years. You know, my first dad and my real dad, biological dad, should I say real dad? That doesn't sound right, but biological dad. He left when I was 2, and he was always like, I was thinking, always give me another lecture. I need to go off and meditate. Right, that's going to help. And it was like literally, I mean, I was forced to meditate because when that car knocked me down 20 years ago, I wasn't physically moving anywhere. I was disabled for 4 years. You know, I couldn't move my legs, couldn't move anything at all. So I had a lot of time in my hands. It was almost as if, right, stop, you need to stop, take stock of where you are. Now, it doesn't mean everybody that's going to happen to them, so don't be worried. It was just because the role that I was going to go off and do professionally in this field, that was all. But yeah, and then I started learning to meditate, and your monkey mind goes all over the place. That it's practice. And I have this with many clients. I don't know about you, but with clients, I sort of say to, you know, come to me as a therapist, and I take them through different things, different techniques. And if they come back to me the next time and they say, well, that meditation didn't work, or that hypnosis that you sent me didn't work. Well, did you practice it every day? No. All right, do you want me to do the work for you? Because it ain't going to happen. You can't go to the gym one day, lift up a weight and think that you're going to be a bodybuilder. It doesn't work that way, does it? It really doesn't.
It doesn't. It's all a practice.
Yes.
It's all a practice for a reason. You know, whether you practice yoga or practice meditation, there's no rights or wrongs with it. It's just about giving yourself the gift of time and tuning out the external noise so you can actually ask yourself the questions you need answers to.
Totally, I totally agree with you on that. And it is like, especially now at this moment, as I was saying earlier, that with the clients that are coming in, where their life has sort of seemed to be turned upside down, in the sense of either might have lost their jobs or relationships, or lost a loved one, or some life-changing defined moments happened to them either recently or a couple of months ago, or it's about to happen, or they're in that at the moment. It's like making them aware that, you know, it's entirely up to you. Look, I'm not going to say you have to go to church, or you have to do this, or you have to pray this, or you have to do that. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to do that. I'm just saying, for me personally, it helped to look at life a little bit differently. And that was like how I awoken, that I started seeing things in a different way. And it's like this, you know, when you start changing your energy, it's funny, you said like a magnet. It's true. Those doors start opening, those right people you come across, like how we met, you know. And I think now financially things have really, it's the opposite side way round, abundance of clients. And that's why I want to share, and I want to put this out to everybody, because that's what it's about. It's not just my mind. It's about sharing this with everybody. But I also know what it's like to be on that tough journey as well. So, you know, changing that energy shift, sort of, you know, through meditation or any type of practice at all, you know, it helps you change things, and life changes really quick. I mean, my daughter probably won't want me saying this, but even yesterday, she's now not doing this trip to Costa Rica because of everything that's going on in the pandemic. And directly she said, you know, she was talking to me, I said, what does your gut feel like? Feeling feel like? She goes, I don't work with my gut feeling. I said, okay, let me just tune in. Maybe, you know, what she should do. Maybe no, put it off for now and do this and do that. And where she's made a few changes, in the same day yesterday, somebody might be offering her a job. And it was like, if she hadn't said no to the Costa Rica thing and following her feeling, she wouldn't be offering this new opportunity. And I was like, well, hey, this is how it works. So it's proof is in the pudding, isn't it? It's like with this, just chance and things start changing for you.
Absolutely. And I think it's really hard when you've been used to, or if you are used to living your life in a certain way and regimented, well, this is just what we do. And we get up, we go to work, we pick the kids up from school, we pick up our phone and our devices constantly, and we're checking in with the news and Instagram and Facebook and blah, 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 blah. You know, at what point is there that moment for you? And so I think that when you can give yourself a little bit of time and really tune into what inspires you, what makes you feel alive, whether it's a hobby or a passion, or I don't know, just being out in nature, whatever it is, it kind of is, that's sort of starting to kind of take your power back and invest, you know, your energy wisely. And I think it takes a while to get to the place where you are trusting that everything is divine timing and trusting that you will be looked after. And, you know, it's something that I've sort of, again, practiced. I think I've done this a lot during our chat, by the way, that I've practiced a lot over the years. life has been really tough, and I've gone, oh, that's just rubbish. But it always comes back, because the minute I go, oh, that's rubbish, 2 days later something comes up and I'm like, yeah, all right, okay, it's not rubbish. We just have to trust that we are on our right path.
Yeah, it is the trusting thing. And as a psychic medium, I've got a whole team here and trance and everything else that I do. And I listen to them as much as I can. But then, me, I have a human moment like, oh my God, what's happening? And then I'm like, hang on a minute, take some time, breathe into that space, take a few moments out and be present, being present in that moment.
Yeah.
And then something starts unfolding, you're like, oh, right, got it, makes so much sense. And I think there's this big thing as well, like you were saying as well, we like to, as humans, we need to be in control. We've got to see what's going on, from the minute we woke up to like the end of the day or whatever, even in the future, so far ahead. But I really learned that, at the moment there's things going on for me. And I was like, I want this to hurry up. I want just to get there. I want to, I'm impatient. And then, yeah. And then all I keep hearing from them is then turn around and say, just wait. Just wait. That's all you got to do. Just wait. Surrender to it. Just let go. Just wait. And that's part of my teaching. And I'm like, okay. And the thing is, I don't know why, but I'm like, okay, I'll trust you guys. If I fall backwards, I know you're going to catch me now. And that's where I'm at now. I'm like, okay, guys, I don't know why you want me to move to that area. I don't know anyone in that area, but I'll go there. I'm sure there's a bigger reason why you want me to move into that area. I have no idea, but I'm like, okay, I'll trust. And it gets to that stage where it's just like, okay, I surrender. I just trust. I'll go with what comes up.
And we have that mentality as humans, I think, of rush to the finish line. Like, must get there quickly. And what is success? I must be successful. Well, what is success? And all these things that, whether it's society that have put it on us or whether it's just an inbuilt belief system that's come from somebody else. And actually there's so much power in just going, well, who knows what tomorrow brings? Right now I'm here, this moment now, especially if you're somebody that's going through big changes or high anxiety. My mother's suffered with anxiety for years, and she's learned loads of tools and techniques from me and someone else she's seen, but about managing that. And I always say to her, when you're in a state of anxiety, come back to the present moment, because all the power is here.
Yes.
And we are still human. We do still, it's great to sit here and say that, but we're all human. We all have our moments where we lose sight of that. And then you have to really have a word with yourself and be like, come on, this.
Yeah, you need to self-check in. And that's the thing I kept hearing recently with, my team. They just said self-check in, and that's been happening a lot with the clients as well. Just keep checking in with yourself all the time. What's happening, what's going on. And those emotions, whatever adverse emotions you're feeling, it's like, okay, take that as a sign that something's not right. You need to listen to that. So don't push that under the carpet. Something's not quite right. Take that as a sign. And then you sit and you check in with yourself. What is going on?
And we also know that actually, if you can only ignore the things that are coming up for so long. If you're not prepared to take action on something that you don't want to quite hear, you're not quite ready to hear it yet, if it's not right for you, it's going to go. It's going to go. So, even if you're too scared to make that next step, if it's your right step, you'll get pushed there somehow.
It makes so much sense. So, working as a therapist, would you use crystals with that? I mean, your clients, what type of clients do you get? We were talking about this just before we started filming. I sort of said, I find a lot of my clients who come to me, they might not know I'm a psychic medium, but I end up having those clients that are quite open to the fact I might just turn around and say something that's been guided by a great aunt or somebody, or some information that pops in, and they're okay with it. But what about your clients? When you work as a therapist, what happens?
Yeah, well, actually, therapist or designer, I tend to attract clients that are, essentially they're, how do I explain it? I guess it's just an energy thing again. So client will turn up and they're like, oh, maybe I'm a bit confused about this, or I'm trying to step into that. And a lot of it is that they've disconnected from themselves, or they've disconnected from their spirituality, or they don't quite know what the next step is with that, or they've got something that they need to clear out that's holding them back. So yes, I do a lot I don't always use my crystals with my clients, but if it's appropriate, then yes, of course, it's like anything. But definitely sort of meditation, grounding, and I will always suggest crystals if I feel that it is going to, be a help to them, even if it is used as an anchor to embed something, double up a crystal with, a hypnotherapy kind of, download. It's, it's powerful stuff.
Yeah, it really is actually. So have you got any courses or workshops or classes that you're thinking about running over the next couple of weeks moving forward? Is there anything that you're thinking?
I wouldn't have said quite in the next couple of weeks, but I am putting together a beginner's guide to crystals, because, well, actually I've been asked for it by quite a lot of people. I love seeing people that are new to this, because, like I say, I've been holding crystals since I was, a small person. So yeah, and I forget actually that when you're new to it, it's fascinating, understanding the power of the colours of crystals, and just generally how you can use them in everyday life. So yes, I am working on that, and I will let you know as soon as it's ready.
Yeah,
that's for the moment.
Because we'll put some details, we'll attach it, we find out when you are doing stuff, we'll let everybody know that what you're doing and stuff. And then as a therapist as well, we're able to have your details that we can attach to the podcast if you are interested at all.
Yeah, 100%. I've got a website that actually has my crystal healing on it, as well as the sort of more solution focused therapy, NLP and tapping, etc. So yeah, I can let you have that, of course.
Okay, good. Because as I said before, it's really about recommending people that I know that are good at what they do, and also spirit has sort of sent me, you and me, and we've sort of connected, and I take that as a good sign. And when we was talking about crystals at the beginning, I was like, okay, yes, I know she's going to be a crystal person. Okay, got it. As I say, I know different people, different things they do, and they might be into crystals. And then when I check in, I'm like, okay, I got Helen's name. I can hear Helen, and I'm always happy to do workshops with you, or we join up and do bits and pieces. So that's the reason. It's if anyone wants to be able to connect with you, they can, through this podcast, and you'll have all the details attached to it and everything else.
Yeah, amazing. And I mean, in terms of you were asking me earlier about sort of or saying about the Etsy shop. I set up the Etsy shop really just to see how it would go, and I really enjoy it. But I have a great supplier that I work with, have done quite a few years now, I think.
Yeah.
And they're just incredible, very like-minded. They actually just feel like sisters. They're amazing. But what I love about working with them is that I don't, as you were saying, I don't just go, oh, I've got crystals on my Etsy shop to sell to somebody that comes to me. I'm very happy to source anything for anybody. So I've had people come to me that want advice on or crystals for helping their babies sleep at night and protecting them, and people going through grief and trauma and all sorts. And those are the projects that I love, because they're so personal, and I think they really make a difference. So I have a very nice collection on Etsy, but I'm always very, very, very happy to work with people that want sort of a bit more of a personal service, a bit more bespoke, all of that.
Yeah, because I also love the fact that, with the crystal supply, that we both know that they're ethically, is that the word, that when they're not bombed out of the ground or dynamited.
No, or dug out by small children.
Yeah,
so.
no. And that was the reason why, connecting with you, with them and everything, it just made so much sense, because they're so lovely, the couple and the family that connected with, who go out and go sort out the crystals where they travel to and stuff, and they give back to the community. So that's what I also love about them, is that it's literally the whole package. It's not just about money, and it's more than that. It's about, those crystals are there. And it was funny because, I checked in, it sounds very strange now, this is going to be very strange, checked in with the fact with crystals, and I was told from my spirit team that literally those crystals, getting them out actually is a great idea, because it helps us humans in our environment with the balance and the vibrations that you'll pick up from them. So it's brilliant.
And actually the place that you were saying about, I think you went to in Spain a few years back, where you said you were walking, they were just they've just been almost dug up by the tractor or whatever had gone past.
Yes.
They're the most powerful ones, because it's almost like Mother Nature is saying, here you go.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I mean, I literally did fall over a crystal. It was massive. Yeah. I've got it outside now on my side thing, but it's absolutely huge. It was an olive tree farmer, and the farmer actually turned over the soil, and it was just sitting there, and I was like, are you kidding me? What is this? And of course I had to bring it back with me. But anyway, it was very nice. I know, very naughty. But anyway, I absolutely love it. So yeah, when the earth sort of spills it up and out, it's like she's sort of giving it back to us humans and everything. And there was something I think we need to, at some point, it'd be nice sort of to do like the basic workshop or something, or to do a little podcast where we show you how to cleanse crystals, you know, because some like the moon, some like the sun, or recharging, or some like to be have water running from and stuff. And that'd be a really good idea. And also in our, you know, glasses, our water, we can put, you know, crystals in there as well. And you know, I was saying this to someone over the weekend. When I first went to Austria, this was about 30 something years ago. I went to a spa in the mountains, and they had all these crystals in their water jugs, and I was like, this is really strange. Why are they doing this? What if I swallow it? You know, rose quartz, all these crystals. And then now it's like, oh, it's very normal. That's what you do. You just put a crystal in your cup and, you know, your glass or whatever. It's just so funny.
I have a big glass jar. In fact, actually, I really need to replace them, but it's basically full of shungite at the bottom, which is a water cleanser. And I've had it for years. So I filter my water, and then I pour it into another glass receptacle. And then if people come for dinner or, you know, come over, I then have another glass jar that has crystals in the bottom. So
of course you do, Helen. That's what you do.
Everywhere.
Doesn't everyone do this?
People these days, actually. So
okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Helen. It's been lovely chatting with you, and we will put all the information there. So if anyone's interested in a therapy session, or who are interested in purchasing crystals, or interested in future classes with you, or workshops, or whatever you do, and or want to follow you on Instagram, we'll put all the information at the bottom, and then they can contact you and they can find out more about you and the work that you do. Okay, is that okay?
Fabulous, thank you.
Lovely. Well, it's been lovely having this time to sit and chat. It's been brilliant. A like-minded soul. I love that. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.